And how's it going, everybody? My name is Nick. I go by Goldynguy, and I am your coach of the Philadelphia Pincers. And you're like, Nick, we can't see your handsome face this week, and I know it's a travesty. But this is just for the transactions aspect of this week's video, and then we're going to dive right back into the intro. So prior to this week, there was a lot of trades going on, and we did not take a part of any of that. We waited for the week after, and we waited just to see what fell so that we could flesh out our team a little bit better, hopefully make a better team going into playoffs, and I think we did just that. One Mon that I noticed that was in my draft plan initially, that got drafted right before I picked it, and yeah, it ended up going on to the free agency market, and I was like, okay, I really wanted to try this. I think it pairs well with my team, and I told myself at the beginning of the season that if it ever got released for some reason, that I would go after it. So I did, and we'll talk about that here in a second as we get these trades up on the screen. And we see that we are releasing Sinistcha, Articuno, Ursaring, and Florges, as we are picking up Rotom-Fan as our Terra Captain, Alchemy as the second Terra Captain, Zoroark Kasui, the Mon that I alluded to previously, and Serperior. So we really wanted Zoroark in this whole thing, but to make that work, we had to give up Sinistcha. I wasn't a huge fan of giving up Sinistcha. I felt like it brought a lot to the team, but it also was not doing what I wanted it to do. And that could just be a skill issue, and that's on me. But we hadn't brought Articuno to a game. We hadn't brought Florges to a game. Florges was taking up a lot of points relatively. Articuno was a Terra Captain that wasn't coming. And Ursaring came to the previous match last week just because I did want to get it into a game, and it kind of looked good, so I did. So we ended up dropping Sinistcha, Articuno, Ursaring, and Florges. So we lost a Grass Ghost type, we lost a Flying Ice, which we already had an Ice type in Mamoswine, so I wasn't too worried about that. We lost a Ghost Immunity in Ursaring, and we lost Florges, which is a huge Spadef wall, and our Fairy type. So when I was going in and making these like little looks and trades and everything, I was like, okay, so I need a Fairy type. And I saw that Alchemy was sitting really low point wise, and it could be a Terra Captain. Has a massive special attack or special defense that can also be grand special attack or setup set. So I was like, okay, let me get that, and we're gonna tack on the Terra Fairy, Steel, and Water to that to make it a defensive beast and just overall take hits when we need it to, and potentially set up against our opponent and close a game out. We also lost, like I said, we lost Articuno, and I really wanted an offensive flying type, and I saw Rotom sitting there, and I was like, Rotom can Terra Captain. It maxes out our, I think, Terra budget, which is perfectly fine. Rotom-Fan is a fantastic Terra Captain. I've used it in the past, not as Terra, but I have used it in the past pretty successfully. And we tacked on the Terra Electric, Flying, and Ice to Rotom. And I do think that it will be an immense offensive pressure for my opponents, and something that they cannot take lightly. And then after we picked up Zoroark, we had a decent amount of points left. So I was like, okay, let me find the fastest thing. Also, maybe a Grass type, and Serperior was just sitting there. I haven't really ever used Serperior before. I struggle when I go up against it, and that's pretty much all there is to it. I know that I wanted to spread glares, I wanted to get Leaf Storm boost, and we've got some other fun sets tacked on for the end of the season, hopefully, and maybe going into playoffs. So those are the transactions that we made prior to this week's match, which, let's talk about this week's match. We are taking on none other than Hunky Donkey and his Steamy Stunfisk, and he's got a team that is incredibly difficult for my team to deal with. He has access to Iron Bundle. It hits Hydro Pumps, or it pretty much loses, I guess. I don't like Iron Bundle a lot, but it does give it a speed tier, and it can be ran modest against my team because, well, you're looking at my team and you're like, Nick, you really don't switch in well to the combination of Freeze Dry, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump, and I'm telling you, yeah, you're right. And for that, we just have to take it out as quickly as possible. He's also got a defensive core in things like Galar Slowking, Gliscor, Hariyama can be defensive, but primarily ran offensively, and Sarina. The combination of Gliscor and Galar Slowking are difficult for my team to deal with because my best answer for them is the same Mon, and that's Mamoswine, and I can't use Mamoswine to defeat everything on the team without making some predictions. Hariyama and Mismagius are two of my opponent's Terra captains. Super dangerous Terra types. I think it's Water, Dark, and Steel for Hariyama, and Electric, Ghost, and Fairy for Mismagius, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so that's what I am talking about with them. I don't expect the Mismagius to come. I don't think it has a great matchup because I can just run like a Choice Banded Bullet Punch or Choice Banded Ice Shard from either of Mamoswine or Scizor. Sarina is my opponent's hazard control, I think. I think that's the only rapid spinner, only defogger. It's not a defogger, but it's the only rapid spinner on the team. So I do expect Sarina to want to come. It also helps to deal with any priority that my team is really good with. It also deals with that because it has access to that Queenly Majesty ability. He's got two fairy types in Enamorus and Incarnate form and Tinkaton. I don't really expect the Enamorus to come to this match. I don't think it serves a large purpose. I would if one had to come over the other, I'd expect the Tinkaton just because it could be lead Sash Rocks or something along those lines and deal with my team that way. It could also spread around Thunder Waves, Taunt, hit with the massive Gigaton Hammer, so on and so forth. And then my opponent's last three Mons are going to be their Hisui and Quillfish, Haxorus, and Ampharos. Hisui and Quillfish is super bulky with the Eviolite, can set up T-Spikes, regular spikes, and just be a nuisance in that manner. Has access to the Intimidate ability, so it can wear down my Scizor, Crawdaunt, Mamoswine, Iron Hand, so on and so forth. Then Haxorus is just an always presence on any team. You always have to respect it because it can just set up with a DD and just go into town, especially because it does have access to Mold Breaker. Thankfully, we do have Rotom-Fan. And if we were to Terra into Terra Flying, then his Mold Breaker Earthquakes won't affect us at all. But we do have to take that into consideration with things like Latios. Also gets access to First Impression, so it can deal with Latios fairly easily. And then last was that Ampharos. I really don't expect it to come. I don't think it has a great matchup because of things like my Colossal and my Iron Hens, Superior, Mamoswine. I feel like it just allows for too much setup. But it could be, if it does come, it could be like a dual screen set and something along that nature. The 6 that I really anticipate from my opponent to bring are going to be the Iron Bundle, Galarian Slowking, Gliscor, Tinkaton, Hariyama, probably Terra Water if I had to guess, and then probably Sarina, just so they have some form of hazard removal. I'll throw up my team as the match goes on. You'll notice that it is in Showdown, and that's because I suck at making the comp, same day comp rather, and I just messed it up. It's on me. But we did play Showdown due to some time constraints, and yeah, you'll see it from there. So we're gonna hop right into this matchup with Hunky and get this match on the way. All right, so yeah, we're playing on Showdown against Hunky Donkey this week because your boy messed up making the same day comp and made it for 12 hours later than what it was supposed to be accidentally, because I can't tell time apparently. And Hunky's going away on a trip, so we couldn't really get an extension, and we had to play tonight, so therefore We are going to be playing on Showdown. It's not ideal. I don't like recording Showdown battles for Draft League. And yeah. So that's just all there is to it. I don't like doing this, but it doesn't make for great content. But hopefully we still have a good battle in front of us. We're just waiting on Hunky to... He said just give him a sec. It looks like we are in the battle, and it does look like my opponent brought the Iron Bundle, Galarian Slowking, Enamorous Incarnate. That's going to be Terra, Hariyama, probably Terra Water if I had to guess, Tinkaton, and Haxorus. I am absolutely dumbfounded not to see Gliscor on my opponent's side, because Gliscor wrecked me in all of my mocks just because I was not playing around it very well. But I'm going to do exactly what I did in my mocks, and I am going to lead with Grandmaster D-Ray, the Mamoswine, and we're going to go from there. If he leads Tinkaton, then we can Trailblaze it off rip, break the potential balloon that I expect, and still live something because we are Focus Sash. And then we can just Earthquake pretty much for free because the Enamorous is his only switch in, and Enamorous never wants to come in and take this. Let's see, his Terra choices for the Hariyama are Dark Steel and Water. I do think Water makes the most sense into my team just to give it more of a, I guess, a flair, or give it a bit more defense for things like Mamoswine and Scizor. So yeah, this is exactly what I anticipated as a lead. This was close to the lead every single time in my mocks, and I'm not going to worry about that one bit. He does steal. Ooh, he steals our Focus Sash, but we still live the Gigaton, so he made sure that we were already faster, which is absolutely insane. We are just going to Earthquake off rip here and knock out this Tinkaton. Thankfully, I was not expecting to be faster. Tinkaton was faster than my Mamoswine in all of my mocks, so that was definitely not expected. And I think we will need to keep Mamoswine around just in case of a Haxorus setup. We can always... Oh, he does live, so he's like super defensive. Oh, and he sets up a screen. Okay. Not too worried about that. We can still just Earthquake. Actually, yeah, I think Earthquake is still the play, because the only thing that doesn't really want to take the Earthquake would be the Enamorous. So we're getting off good damage against pretty much anything, and we do just pick up a kill right there. Mamo kill the Tink with EQ. Hariyama's in, probably has Bullet Punch if I had to guess. So I think here I am relatively free to go into Scizor. I don't think that Hariyama's doing much to Scizor outside of a Flame Orb close combat situation. So I think that's what I end up wanting to do here, just in case. I don't want to... So it is going to knock off our Choice Band, which is pretty bad, but it could be worse. So we're going to go for our own knockoff right back. Knock off his Citrus Berry, okay. And he's a bulk upset. So I'm going to just U-turn on out of here. And we can just go out into Zoroark here. I don't expect my opponent... Yo, just go straight for the knockoff again. Good plays. Alright, so that means that Yama kills, shoot, Zoro with knock. That was awful by me, I guess. I don't know what else I could have done better there. But, you know, you live and you learn. So here, I am just going to Volt Switch on the Hariyama and go back out into my Scizor. And I think that's my best play. Sorry guys, I'm looking for more water. So we're just going to Volt Switch around right here. So we can I want to try to get some idea of what we're dealing with as far as the set that he is. I don't know how Spadef invested he is, but I need to get some damage on this thing so that I can just come in and kill it with an Air Slash, and I'm not ready to lose my Choice Scarf at the moment. So he went Terra Steel. I don't know if he was what he was expecting me to do, but I am just going to go out into Viz here as he goes for another knockoff. He just wants to get rid of my items, which is fine. I'm going to U-turn out again. Go out into Mamoswine. He can go for a bulk up and go for Drain Punch. He's not going to get much back off of that. So based on the damage that my Volt Switch did, I think I'm free to go into Danimac here and fire off a big Thunderbolt as we pick up a kill against Hariyama. And that's a big threat off of the board. Rotom kills Yama with T-Bolt. I am expecting Haxorus probably to come out here. I can always set up with Crawdaunt in front of the Slowking. And Tentacruel is still looking good. I think Haxorus is probably his best play here, but he doesn't know that I'm Scarf yet. And I haven't revealed what my Terra is, so he is just going to go out into Slowking. The Slowking is only taking about 30-ish% from us, so honestly, I'm good. Just gonna go out into Tentacruel. Yeah, good place. Mold Breaker comes off. I am going to knock off here. So he just goes straight for an Outrage. And that looks like Choice Banded, Outrage, Choice Scarf. Okay, yeah. Good deal. And we just flip turn as he's stuck into that. I can now go out. This Outrage is going to do, it can definitely kill us. If I Terra, I definitely knock this thing out. So I am just going to go out into my Rotom and go for a nice juicy Terra Blast. And now I can just Thunderbolt up for ages, it looks like. I can get a good chunk of damage off with Aqua Jets if I need to from Crawdaunt. And I still have my priority from the Scizor. So I have priority on Scizor and Crawdaunt still, which can, I think both can easily take on Enamorus. He doesn't want to let Crawdaunt really set up in front of this Slowking. I'm just going to go back out into Scizor like I did last time. I'm not going to make any predictions. He can Flamethrower if he wants to. Sludge Bomb, okay. Rotom killed Hax. No. Yes, so what? Hax killed who? Cruel. Rotom killed Hax. And now I can just... I'm gonna knock off. Ooh, that does a lot of damage. That was an Assault Vest, okay. Power Gem. I'm gonna go out into Ruppy here. And Dragon Dance once. And now it looks like I should be able to just T-Bolt with Rotom to win. Enamorous comes out, that's fine. We do need to Aqua Jet for Chip, because we die to the Moonblast. But now I should just be able to Thunderbolt everything. I imagine, yeah. Iron Bundle should be dying to a Thunderbolt. It does look like it's a roll, but he also can't take us out, and he has to weaken us with the... So Enam killed Thunderbolt. Enam killed Daunt. Rotom killed Enam. This Power Gem is going to be doing about 50% to us. Okay, Iron Bundle, okay. That's a dead Iron Bundle. Rotom killed Bundle. So we're just gonna Thunderbolt here. Can we snag a Para? No. Okay. Thunderbolt here, Snagapera, no, and we end up taking an L there as Slowking takes us out. It was good on my opponent to switch in and out. I think they could have won it anyway, but that was definitely their safest play. GG to Hunky. Rotom actually absolutely put in the work. I think I played pretty bad, to be honest with you. I played really quick. Losing Zoroark so soon to the Hariyama was definitely not great. I don't know why he made that prediction. I don't think Scizor ever died in that way, but I mean, he made the prediction and it ended up working out for him, which is absolutely fantastic for him. I'm curious as to why he clicked it. I'm gonna ask him about it. I don't know if he had another move to hit in front of Scizor. I think he had Drain Punch, so he could have definitely killed us unless he was expecting... Unless he was predicting me to go into Zoroark to take the Drain Punch or Close Combat or whatever have you. But GG's to my opponent. We only lost 1-0 there, so that's not too bad. We can always bounce back in the future weeks. And yeah, that's about it. That was a quick one. My name's Nick. I also go by Goldynguy. GG to Hunky Donkey. And we'll be seeing y'all next week. Peace.